Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, can we override a method which doesn't exist in parent class? The answer is no. Okay, if there is no method in the parent class, how can you override such kind of method in the child class? In general terms, what is overriding? Overriding means, let's say there is a parent class, there is a child class. And in the child class, if you create a method which is a duplicate of the method in the parent class, matching with the same name and all, then the child class method is said to override the method in the parent class. But in this question, they're asking us, can we override a method which doesn't exist in the parent class? Is it possible? No. But if I try to forcibly do so, that means, you see, in child class, I'm creating a method which is not there in the parent class, but above the child class method, I will provide an annotation like @override. Then what happens? I'm trying to forcibly override a method which doesn't exist in the parent class. In such kind of situations, what happens is a question. You will get a compiler error. Okay. If you try to override a method which doesn't exist in the parent class, then the child class, you will get a compiler error for that annotation that you provided, like @override annotation before that method that you are trying to forcibly override. So let me practically demonstrate this one for you so that you'll be able to understand the answer for this question in a better way. For that, I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE and create a class. I'll just say class P, which is a parent class. And in this parent class, I'm not going to create any method. Okay. As you can see, there is no method in the parent class. Now I'm going to create one more class, class C. And let's say this is a child. I'm going to make this class C as a child class by using extends keyword and all extends class P. Okay. Now class C is a child class of the class P. Now in such kind of situations, I'm going to create a method which is not there in the parent class, public void sample. Okay. Public void sample. Now, is this method overriding this method in the parent class? There's no method in the parent class. So this method is a method which belongs to the child class only. But if I try to forcibly provide @override annotation on the top of this method, even though this method is not overriding any method in the parent class, but still, if I try to write the @override annotation, you're trying to forcibly make this method override some method which doesn't exist in the parent class. Java compiler will give you an error saying that this method sample, which you are saying that as overriding some method in the parent class, okay, okay, must implement, okay, the class C must override or implement a super type method. There is no method that exists in the parent class with the same name, okay. For example, if I create the same method in the parent class, then it's fine. Then the error will be gone. Why? Because you see, we have the method having the same name in the parent class and the child class method is really overriding. So you see, compiler has removed the error. There is no compiler error now because this method is really overriding the method in the parent class. But if this method doesn't exist, then if I am still providing @override annotation and forcibly trying to make this method an overridden method of some method which doesn't exist in the parent class, then we are going to get a compiler error. So the answer is no, guys. Can we override a method which doesn't exist in the parent class? The answer is no. And if you try to forcibly do so by using the @override annotation, you are going to get a compiler error. So hope guys you got the answer for this question with practical demonstration in this session. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.